Okay guys, we are here in Untitled and we're going to go to the beach. And this Rethinking Reality with the star of the show, Hodo, we're going to talk about our changing world. Okay, Rethinking Reality. We're going to take a walk down to the beach. And remember, reality's changing all the time. It just depends on really what we're told, really what we, of course, perceive is real, what we can understand through, of course, culture. There's a lot of change all the time. But as you can see right now, we are in a lot of change. And you can see the person behind me. They must have fell off this cliff right here.
Oh, what a fall it is.
Let me put Hodo on the rock.
Oh, daddy.
Okay, and remember, change is always upon us. And you can see how the side of this canyon right here, as you can see, you get close to the edge, and someone fell off here, and you're not going to live through that. Okay? So, but change is always, remember the trees, okay, they lose their leaves, go through spring, summer, winter, and fall. Okay, the clouds that you see above the sky, some are real, some are synthetic. Remember, change is technology. And just in 100 years, we have changed so much technology that sometimes you can say is another world just in itself. Okay, so we're going to take a walk, go down to Untitled Beach, and we'll just do a little walk and talk. We've got Hodo, and we'll see what we come up with. Because there's lots to talk about. It's just, what do we want to talk about? But let's just sort of keep this going here, okay? Our changing world. It's always changing, right? But is it the change that you're looking for? Or is it the change that you're comfortable with? Come on, Hodo. Come on, mister. Give me a kiss. So we're going to take a jungle path here. And like I said, this is the Untitled Bridge. And you can see that's why they call it that, because see that big, huge bridge behind me right there? That's where that's at. And then if I make another spin right here, you can see that's the Untitled Plantation Company. That was a big sugarcane company. And so the trail we're going to go down right now is a sugarcane trail. And, this used to be a bustling area with a lot of commerce going on right here. They used to have a processing plant at the bottom here where we're going. And it got taken a couple of times out. Oh, you're going the other way? Okay. It's taken a couple times out with tidal waves and stuff. And so, as we'll see here, this has got a pretty treacherous path when it's wet. And you can see the beautiful just colors and landscape. I got crummy shoes on right now. Not too good. Okay, so you see somebody built these stairs. They used to have a little railroad car down there. They used to haul up rice, or sugar from the bottom. Remember, this whole place was sugar plantation. So, remember, change is in the air right now, okay? And I'm talking about just technology, the wireless. Okay, when you have wireless technology right now, you can call it just like in the movie The Terminator. And what was that movie? That movie was about Skynet, right? About the Terminators, about the technology that is exterminating humans for some reason, right? They showed you a while ago that technology, once it becomes advanced, then of course, maybe they give us technology, because remember, history just keeps repeating itself over and over and over again. Maybe they give us technology to be able to clean the clock, like Atlantis, right? Okay? Just to clean the clock and start a new game. So the changing worlds is an interesting thing. If you really look at, and I talked about this in the Rethinking Reality called End Game. Okay? There's, as the Mayans say, right? The end of this age was 2012, December 21st, 22nd. And that was the end of which age? That was the end of the Piscean age. And just think, remember, who had the power? Okay? Who had the power back 2020 years ago? to be able to do what? Reset the clock. 0, 0, 0, 0. Let the games begin. Give you an idea of the staircase down there. Okay, let the games begin. 0, 0, 0, 0. And there's a lot of symbology that goes along with the last game that we played. Remember, the Age of Pisces, a 2012-year constellation or game. And you know, when you really look at the ancient calendars, you find out that there's a so-called galactic calendar. Maybe I call it the game calendar. And the galactic calendar, of course, goes through these constellations, right? Aries, and then you've got yourself Pisces, and then it goes into the next age, the age of Aquarius, right? So the age of Aquarius, right? The age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, Aquarius. And the birds were giving me background, right? Okay, so they've been talking about this for a long time. Remember the theme of the next age, as they tell us, okay, who's they? Our game wardens, our owners, our masters, whatever you want to call them. Remember, we're all sort of, you can call ourselves people that live in this place, and you can, you know, call it a prison, or some people call it a mind prison. It's because you only know what you've been told, right? You only know what you've experienced, and you only know really what, you know, they want to tell you through technology. Because if there wasn't any television or television right now, okay, you wouldn't know what's going on with anything. Okay, you can read it in the newspaper, this, that, that's fine. But remember, 24 hours a day, every commercial, okay, cornholio this, cornholio that. You're getting used to, let me show you the road here. You're getting used to yeah, I know, Hodo, you don't like the tripod. You're getting used to just hearing your new normal. Remember, change is not near. Change has already occurred. Okay, in the last, like, you can just say in the last 4 to 6 months, okay, the whole world's been taken down without a shot, right? That's pretty powerful, the television. Okay, and then you've got yourself, remember, the scientists that are in control right now, and the large corporations, as you can see, what I call the system lords. And the system lords are large entities. They're not people, they're entities that give us our appliances, our food, our water, okay, our electricity, okay, all these different things that of course we live off of. So you got to look at the earth over the last couple thousand years. Okay, we went from, you know, as they tell you in the history book, we went from horse and buggy, right, to nothing, to overnight, okay, cars that can go 200 miles an hour, right? Okay, CERN, largest machines in the world. Who knows what they're doing, but CERN, right, short for Cernudos, okay, one of the underlords there, with the mascot of Shiva, okay, has the logo in it, 666, but look, technology is everywhere. What does it do? Okay, remember, you hold one hair, just your iPhone. Okay, the iPhone, some people call it for eye, right? The all-seeing eye, because it can take pictures and video and listen and all that kind of stuff all the time. It can track you, it's a tracking device, right? And it's got a lot of cool things that go along with it, right? FaceTime, Facebook, okay, all the things that you call, okay, the beginning of the 21st century, right? Technology. And again, you look at the technology and you can see how people have changed just by getting lazier. Okay, just think of it. If you didn't have a washing machine, what did you used to do? You used to wash your clothes by hand, right? Where'd you get the water from? It wasn't pressurized. Where'd you get the hot water from? You had to go get the water from the river, and you had to heat it up, right, on the stove. Okay, everything was a lot of work just to be able to live. And then we came up with, okay, washers and dryers and blenders and air conditioning and heating. Came up with all these things that made us sort of lazy because we don't know how to live anymore, okay, on the earth. We have to be provided everything by what we call our masters, right? Our game wardens. They're the ones that provide everything. for us. We can't live without all their supplies. Okay, we're almost at the bottom here. Didn't fall one time. Whew. He's taking me for a walk. He says, I'm not a parrot, I'm a macaw. So this is at the bottom down here, and I'll show you what it looks like. How they used to have a large commercial operation here, huge place right behind me here, and it was taken down on the tsunami a couple times. And we used to be able to camp down here, used to be able to do a lot of stuff, and this was perfectly groomed all the time. Okay, so remember, change is everywhere. And you can see a beautiful, beautiful sugar mill right there. All right, and you can see what happened, damaged by tsunami, 1946. So, Hakalau Sugar Mill was built in 1890 by the Hakalau Plantation on the shores of Hakalau Bay on the Big Island of Hawaii, which became a busy shipping port during the days of inter-island sailing ships. The mill was severely damaged by a tsunami in 1946, but rebuilt and resumed operation the same year. Okay, anyways. And then they tore it down. Again, change. So you have, like I said, you have an iPhone, okay? And some people call the iPhone an infertility pad because of the frequencies and the antenna placement that points down, right? Where your speaker is on your phone, that's where the antenna is, and it's, you know, when you hold it up to your throat and you're talking on it and thinking that you're not putting it up to your head, you're still radiating your thyroid, still radiating anything, okay, that's in that frequency. And if you haven't seen our videos, a little windy here, let me turn this way. If you haven't seen our videos on RF frequencies, microwaves, okay, it's a good idea just for you to learn about the technology that you're using. So the change in reality that we see right now, you can see it everywhere. And there's a lot of what you can call confusion between everybody. And it's all confusion because there's a bigger agenda going on, isn't it? You think so? Remember, the television is like a babysitter. That's why I call it the hell-o-vision. It's a babysitter for your mind. Okay, your messaging and FaceTiming and Facebook, right? All these things that really are so convenient are mind-controlling devices. Why? Because you're not using your physical body, you're pressing buttons, right? So it's mind control. It's controlling your mind because you're not doing anything physical. Now, just a little while ago, we used to be able to be super physical. Don't fly away, Hodo. Check out where you're at. Look at that, look at those ocean. That's pretty nice, huh, Hodo? Let me jump over here. So, you know, it's hard for people to grasp the technology that they have in their hand. Okay, remember the 1G, remember? Changing times, changing reality, and our reality has changed from the amount of frequency that we get. Remember, 1G was a frequency, right? 2G, 3G, each one gave you something greater. 1G phone, 2G text, 3G internet, 4G. Now you can watch porno, right? HD, streaming. And I say that because 50% of supposedly the traffic on the internet is perversion. What is that about? There, I'll turn this way so I don't have to hold my... So you can see what a beautiful place right here, huh? And it used to be, like I said, perfectly groomed. And used to be able to come down here with your family, and you could camp down here, spend the day. You can see the picnic tables behind me. Yeah, this is where I get Hody's his purchase from. You can't really bite through them because they're all salted and they're preserved from the salt water. So I put those in his home there, and he gets a chance to play on the wood, but he can't bite it. It's too hard. He doesn't want it. It doesn't taste good. Otherwise, these guys chew up everything in the cage. They like to bite things. So, anyways, you can see this is a river that goes into the ocean. And you can see that little guy by himself out there, he's playing in the waves, right? Got to be pretty secure to be able to play in the waves here with all the rocks on each side. And check him out, watch, there he goes. Yo, baby, yo. Look at that. Oh, nice. And there's big rocks right there too. Yeah. So anyways, we learn how to be the change that we want to be, right? Let's sit right here. Now, we'll wait for Mark. He's walking the other way. What do you think, Hodo? So, anyways, 1G, 2G, 3G, 4G, and now you've got the next generation of frequency, right? A little higher each time. Those that can take the frequency love it, and those that can't take the frequency really hate it. And there are a lot of people like myself that are very sensitive to electrical magnetic fields, microwave fields, which are all your wireless connections, your Bluetooth, your Wi-Fi, your wireless doorbell, anything that's wireless, including your DVR that you have, maybe from the cable company, and your DVD player, your printer. They all have wireless. So when you're not using them, guys, shut the tech off. And we've done videos on that just to show you, you know, some of the things you can do to reduce your exposure to these unnatural waves. So the change is sort of weird here is because, remember, everything in nature is what I call God, right? Everything you see here in nature is God. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. I don't see any birds or anything. Nothing. No lizards. I don't even see any crabs crawling around. So, you know, every day the world gets pummeled with different types of aerosols for whatever case they're doing. Doesn't matter, they're doing it. And they tell you about it too. Okay, you can look up geoengineering. You can look up the weather modification history. Okay, these are all things just so you can go ahead and see that they've been manipulating or controlling the weather for a long time. And you can see up there, those are all bubbles up there. Those aren't real clouds. The ones way down there are real clouds. Way down there, the puffy ones. And everything else above that in the upper layer, you can call those synthetic. But then again, remember, change is here. And, you know, what can you do about it? All you can do is, remember, I'm in nature right now, and I'm as close as I can get to everything that's real. And when you go to the city, I just want you to know you're in a frequency that's not, it's real, but it's not natural. Remember, all the frequencies are pulse technology, and this is why you see a lot of people getting irritated, okay, getting hungry, you're gaining weight, okay, you've got all these different sicknesses and stuff. Maybe could it be possible that your body doesn't like a lot of the stuff that's in your food, in your air, in your water, and in your house, plugged in, wireless. So you got to sort of look at all these different pieces. And in the future, remember, there's really, you know, a lot of navigation to do, is because there's an unfolding here, and the unfolding is you know, wait to be seen, but you can see it's written on the wall, right? And again, if you take a view, you know, where I'm at right now, I'm on the ground floor right here. Remember, this is just reality. I can't see the forest through the trees too much, right? I can only see so far. Okay. I can't see over that mountain over there. Can't really see around the river. But if I went on top of that bridge up there, just getting that high, I'd be able to see a lot more. I'd be able to see beyond the canyon, be able to see and look down at a different perspective. So our rulers, our masters, okay, I call them the game wardens. The system lords are told what to do, but there is a game warden here, is what I can say. And the game wardens, you know, look at us as, well, we're a disease, just like the agent said in the movie The Matrix, right? Okay. And it was a computer program, and he was a, you can call fallen angel, right? Okay, to the, or a premium player that can go into any of the people plugged in to the Matrix. Remember, Agent Smith, what do you do if you see him? What do? We run. Why? Because they're faster, quicker, and smarter. Remember, they're a different program, maybe a little faster, maybe a little more neural net connection. And you see a lot of people right now. All I can tell you is that, remember, we've been pretty much dumbed down more than what we could imagine. Okay? Remember, we think we came from monkeys. Yeah, I'm sideways right now, okay, sitting on this bench right here. Okay. All right. Remember, there's a lot of things to contemplate in the end of the age. Remember, all secrets to be revealed at this time is the new constellation. And that's the Aquarian constellation. We can call it the constellation of energy. And you can see right now that they've been really looking at cleaning up the mess of the farm. And you got to look at, we've been farmed. Most of the things that we see on the television is just entertainment. And remember, Hollywood's really good. They can make it look like in the movie Gravity. What does that movie do? It shows you that you can float in outer space way better than the crummy movies they did in, right, 1968 or just on the ISS. Okay, there's a lot of buffoonery there, right? Cables and underwater with bubbles. And do they want you to know that? Do they want you to know? There's very few people that have the critical thinking to think beyond the mainstream media. Okay, mainstream media, right? 33. Yep, turn those M's sideways and 33. A lot of symbolism here. Remember, the secret societies, they've been here for a long time. Who knows how long? We just know that they've been in control of the history, of the politics, of the church. How about the churches, right? Now they're in control of the food supply, control of all things that make us so we can run our, sometimes they say, from their perspective, our short and pointless lives, right? Yeah. So, anyways, times are changing, and you can smell that there's some stench, okay, in the air. You can smell it, can't you? Can you smell the stench in the air? This, you can say, making sense story that we're told and sold every day. Every commercial, right? Cornholio, 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 cornholio. Okay? Wear your muzzle, wear your muzzle, wear your muzzle. And not only that, you can't talk to anybody, you can't smile to anybody. Forget about even seeing if you can flirt with anybody, right? And they're just sort of checking on us right now. How many people believe and how many people are not believing the narrative or are dissenters to the story that's being pushed, remember, everywhere. So, correct me if I'm wrong here, but, remember, the United States was given up to national emergency, not just maybe the state of Hawaii or something in a national emergency, and FEMA takes over, right? Executive orders come into action, but the United States is under national emergency, which means FEMA, remember, runs that whole show now with all the executive orders hooked to it. So there's really not an America here right now because it's got World War IV. World War III was 9/11, right? Patriot Act, all those different pieces to be able to get you sort of in the ritual that's going down right now, as you can see. World War IV. Silent war, okay? Unconventional weapons. No need to have boots on the ground. Remember, didn't fire a shot and everybody gave up their businesses, shut their doors. Remember, put on the Cornholio mask, okay? Showing your subservience, submissiveness, and your silence. Remember the 3 S's. And where is it going to? That's the question, right? But can you smell the stench in the air? Can you smell it? Remember, 500,000 homeless in California alone. Have you ever seen the Wildlands map? That's a good one for you to take a look at. It tells you in the future what they want to accomplish, which is, of course, a highly no-use zone in the United States of people. Where are you going to live? You can't live in that red zone, and the yellow zone's highly restricted. And I think it's the green zone or blue zone is the areas that is normal use. So, you know, that's a good one for you to see. What, you know, my question is, right, where are all the people going to go? Okay, remember, there's all different agendas put out by the UN. So let's go to the next level now. National emergency, United States. So FEMA's in control, right? All the executive orders are intact. Not supposed to go any further than 60 days. If you do, then you need to get some form of politics involved, right? Legislation and all that kind of stuff, right? Voting and whatever it is, right? To enact a law. But now you've got a bigger problem, right? Now you have a worldwide pandemic, worldwide. And what does that mean? Okay, that means that there's a bigger entity, right? The United Nations. And now they're overlords of all countries. Remember, 225 countries that are part of the United Nations. Remember, the United Nations. Think of it, with the flat Earth map on the front, right? And you can see how many sections are in that map that they have. 33, right? Anyways, the symbolism goes deep, and they want us to know this. The system has been controlled by, you can call them fallen angels, you can call them the Satanists, you can call them the occultists, right? The secret societies, whatever it is. And we are looked at, just like on the chessboard, we are looked at as pawns on that chessboard. Remember, you got pawns in the front row of the 64 squares on that chessboard with the two kings on each side, right? With the Maltese crosses on their heads, fighting against each other to the death, right? Who's last standing wins the game of chess. So it's a chessboard, right? And the pawns, when you're playing chess, do they really mean anything? No, they're just for strategy. That's it. And you give up the life of a pawn to save your bishop, which is the back row of the executive branch, remember, of the chessboard, the bishop, the knight, okay, the king, queen, and the castle. Wow. That's what's most important in the age of duality, right? Is to have the people fight to the death over perceptions of the other side. So the Satanists, let's just go over this real quick. The Satanists really, okay, promote a lot of things. And remember, to take your soul and or for you to be able to maybe feed a realm that's demonic, right? Demonic means that it's demonish, right? There's something wrong, or maybe there's some type of thing that feeds off of certain energy fields. So you got to sort of think, okay, why is there so much suffering right now? So let's just look at real quick here, and I'm just going to go over this. I would say the number one sin of any person is to do what? I've said this before. Kill your own child. That's a ritual. Kill your own child. Remember, like it says in the Bible, kill your firstborn, maybe even your secondborn, right? And then the second way is to kill yourself, right? Suicide. Wow. Look how many suicides there are right now. More suicides than people dying of the CORNHOLIO. Look at malaria. 500,000 people die a year or so. Okay, come on. Cardiovascular disease, 2,500 plus people a day die of cardiovascular disease. But that's another story. Okay, so number one is to kill your child. That's like the number one sin of the Satanists, the sacrifice. Kill your child. Number two, kill yourself. Number three, kill each other, right? Tell this side they did this, tell that side they did this, and all you do is you control the narrative. But you must control all the communication. You must control everything to play that game, right? And you got to make sure that each side that fights are different people. You got to make sure they don't speak the same tongue, right? So they can't talk to each other, smoke a joint, sit down and say, hey, WTF, mate, what are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? What, two people that have disagreements, or is it to be able to maybe thin down the population? Is that what it's for? Is to be able to maybe get rid of the alpha males, the ones that want to do right, is because somebody did something wrong? How about that? Okay, so real quick again, number one, kill your child. Number 2, kill yourself, suicide. Number 3, kill each other. And number 4, the sacrifice that you see today, right? The submission, the silency, okay? And this, you know, sort of this shame that goes along with wearing a mask. This isolation that goes along with feeling like something's wrong. Can't you see it in everybody? Nobody feels good. It's because everybody's soul is being yanked away. Your face shows your soul, shows your expression. No one talks to each other. They just look at each other and then look down because you can't smile at each other. You can't do nothing. Okay? So the next level is not only to kill ourselves, right? That's the third level, but to believe, okay? And just go along with everything. Remember, belief is also a ritual. Because remember, if you believe you came from a monkey, that means that you don't believe in the creator. It's because you believe in evolution, right? Theory. You believe that Hody just came from, and everything in that ocean over there came from a Big Bang theory. Okay, remember. A lot of story here. A lot of stories, religious, politics. And you'll see a lot of people going insane right now because change right now is not making sense. It's because a lot of people are feeling that whatever they're being told doesn't make any sense anymore. It's because, remember, the cure is causing more deaths than the disease. Why? Because you're isolating people. You're causing people to commit suicide. You're causing people to go ahead and, well, that had very weak relationships now to break them. Is because they can't stand each other. They only stood each other's because they had work and they could stay apart from each other, and they stay home at night and have a couple hours of talk back and forth, a little dinner, and they go to bed and they both leave each other in the morning. I know several people that basically can't stand their lives now because they don't want to go ahead and integrate with the mate that they basically now they feel that is not, you know, in their mindset. We all have a different perception, okay? And I can see the interface, the AI interface is changing people's thoughts, feelings, okay, their actions, their biology. And all you can say is that, remember, the prince of the air, okay, your Antichrist that you talk about, how about is all those towers, all the wireless, all the pulsed technology? How about that's the Antichrist? It's not a person with a beard, right? It's not a guy with horns. Look at us as the humans that are the little devils that destroy a lot of things on this earth, and we don't replace anything. So that's really just what you term again as a parasite. Okay, watch the Rethinking Reality, Parasite reality, okay? And if you look at the, like I said, the 33,000 foot view, okay? Fly plane that high and you just look down, you can see the destruction that we've done just in the last 30, 40, 50, 60 years. And that game, remember, runs on explosion devices, guns, your car, everything explodes, bombs, right? It's because explosions, you can control the energy. But if you studied Victor Schauberger's work, or you studied Wilhelm Reich, Townsend Brown, okay, these different people that understand, remember, there's atmospheric energy. The Tartarians will show you that. They were a civilization that were here a couple hundred years ago, and for some reason they got wiped down. And you see their buildings everywhere, but someone else sort of took them, right? Anyways, a lot to say. We've already been talking here for 35 minutes. So I just wanted to you know, give you an idea here. Guys, the higher frequencies that are coming from all the wireless, yeah, will give you faster downloads, and most likely, okay, will make you feel a little more uneasy. And if you're younger, you may not feel any of these things. It's because you've had these nanoprobes, these things that have been put in your food. And if you don't know what nanoprobes are, just look them up. They're super small. Remember, a nano is a billionth of a meter. It's a millionth of a meter. Excuse me, a billionth of a meter and a millionth of a millimeter. It's 1,000, okay, nanometers is a micron. Does it make sense that your mask, anything you wear, the best one you can wear is an N95, even if it's fitted, will only go ahead and actually take particles less than or more than greater than 3 microns. And if this so-called particle, right, is supposed to be 20 to 100 microns, or excuse me, nanometers, then a nanometer again is 1,000 nanometers is a micron, and your mask only takes 3 microns or greater. It doesn't take any gas, it doesn't take any of these types of things out of the air. So that alone, if you have critical thinking, you find out that the mask is only, it's just like a palliative thing. It's to make everybody feel that they're being protected from each other, even if there was some type of virus or particle in the air that's that small. Remember, they're spraying in the sky all the time, geoengineering, all different types of nanoparticulates. Okay? They're in your body. Watch the video I did on Endgame, and I show you the ones in my hand. And I've been using a pulsed electronic magnetic field on my entire body, which is about a $15,000 machine. I'll go into it and I'll show you how I use it, but I can't find any more of these red curly Q fibers under my hand, the blue ones or the black stuff either. Maybe could it be possible? Does a high voltage sine wave disassemble these things that are assembling inside us through the microwave transmissions that we're surrounded with 24/7? Remember, you got Wi-Fi in your house, you've got all these different wireless things in your house, then basically you're surrounded 24/7 with all this technology. Natural technology is where I'm at now. It's all a sine wave. The sun is a sine wave. Okay? All plants and everything follow the sequence of the Fibonacci sequence, a 13-number sequence. Okay? 13-number sequence. It's not pulse technology, it's not binary sequence, it's Fibonacci. Most people don't know what the Fibonacci sequence is. Remember, it's like a spiral. Everything in nature runs through this vortex. My finger, Fibonacci sequence, 1.618 logarithmic spiral. Each segment of my hand, multiplied by 1.6, that's that size, 1.6, that's that size. Okay, the secret of life is the vortex. Victor Schauberger will tell you that. Implosion, not explosion. Implosion is uncontrollable energy. Explosion is controllable energy. Implosion is helical, conical, spherical, rotational moving. It's like a sucking movement of a tornado. This is implosion. This is how the Earth runs its energy. Toroid fields. So instead of us taking carbon-based materials and exploding them, the new age, the new technology is going to use different forms of energy that we, of course, will not use anymore, like petrochemicals. It says in 2025 or so, they want to limit the use of petrochemicals in many places. What are you going to do with all the cars? What are you going to do with all the things that heat your house, okay? That give you your life with the petrochemicals? What are you going to do? Again, change is here. Do you have what it takes to be able to navigate? Remember, the chessboard is changing itself right now. The end of the game, remember, it's 2012 years, like the Mayans say, the Hopi say, the Anastasi say, okay? And the 25 years of change is changing the old game, letting it die, and opening up a new game. The age of Aquarius. Okay, 2012 plus 25 years, maybe less. 2030 to 2037, maybe they're going to go ahead and do the Great Reset, right? What is that? We're going to start time over again. 0, 0, 0, 0. What do you think the Great Reset is? Just your one world currency, one world government, one world religion. Okay, one type of Soylent Green only for all the the people. Okay. No more animal husbandry. No more doing anything on your own. Okay. Are you going to take the new program? Are you going to want to? Is the question. I know the young people will, is because the young people basically are not programmed yet to be able to learn how to live in this weird place, right? Okay, we believe in, remember, money, plastic, and numbers. There is no money. It's just a ledger. And it's an agreement, but there still is no money. There still is nothing tangible. And this is sort of the weird part of the game. We basically kill ourselves all our lives to be able to increase our ledger. And we hear all the time that there's not enough money to fix the bridges, the roads. How about books, whatever you want to get for children. Okay, it's just a ledger. Add a couple of zeros and a 1, right? And what do you get? You get a lot more money just with a couple of numbers. So anyways, we'll see how everything's going to go ahead and turn out. But all I can say is that if you are overweight right now, it's time for you to detox. It's time for you to go ahead and get healthier, wealthier, and happier and wise. So we have, like I said, a lot of private videos on Earther Academy. And part of my transformation is to try every diet there is to see what it does to me, and also have other people go ahead and test it with me. 15 years on the plant-based diet, that was the grand experiment for me to see if I can become an herbivore until I became malnourished and sick. I'm going to be doing a podcast with Bart Kay coming up on September 30th at about 12:40 Hawaii time. So I'm just going to talk about my journey. Plant-based diet to which is a catabolic diet, a detox diet, to a animal product diet, which is an anabolic diet. One is catabolic, remember, takes away, and the other one is anabolic. That gives you growth, and one takes away. Anabolic is growth, like anabolic steroids, right? Anabolic, to become more. And we're going to talk about my journey. And it's sort of a warning for a lot of people. Guys, if you think you can be an herbivore, then we had over 100,000 people go ahead and actually learn a lot of different types of protocols, practices, and principles that had to do with being a blood-free diet. Not veganism, I never pushed that at all, okay, because you need cholesterol for your brain and everything else, but we'll go over some of those things. And Bart is the nutrition science watchdog, and he's got a good channel to be able to learn some things. We're all learning from each other, and a lot of people are just parroting information that is complete horsepucky, like you need fiber, saturated fats are bad for you, cholesterol is bad for you. Technology is good for you. Everything that pretty much you hear, if you live in a satanic world, it's obtuse and backwards. Everything is opposite, right? Watch the movie or the video I did on Endgame, and you'll see that a lot of your biggest purveyors of information, okay, entertainment, politics, communication, are all run by the 33 and the 66, right? The two themes, the 666, the Satanists. Remember Fox News, 666 News. GE, 666 in the logo. Taco Hell, right? Taco Bell, 666 in the logo. Okay. Heineken beer, flip it upside down, 666 with the reverse pentagram. CERN, 666. Google, 666. Chrome, 666. Okay. Mozilla. Okay, remember Fire. Fox is 666. Mozilla Firefox. Brave browser, the Brave, 33. And all the other people that are part of one side, which they call themselves the fallen angels, as I understand. The 33, the third of the angels were kicked out of heaven, right? Those ones that went against God. And the fallen angels, they symbolize themselves as the 33. Look, federal, 33, Goyim, 33, Holocaust, 33, police, 33, Brexit, 33, computer, 666. Anyways, you should see all the different coinky dinkies there are in the language that we feel is based on the words we use in the English language. How about if you study etymology and understand some Latin, you'll find out that a lot of the words don't mean what we say. They came from root words from Latin. And once you sort of figure that out, you go back to see where the word originated from, and you find out that we use that word now with a different meaning, right? Like religion, okay? In Latin, it's religare, right? And what does that mean in Latin? It means to hold back, tie down, or thwart. Okay, this is part of the language that we speak. It's called babble, right? We speak to each other. We understand what we say to each other, but realistically, those that are the game wardens, they laugh at us, is because we speak their slave language that cannot explain really anything but the simple things in life. Look, the letter C has so many meanings. The C behind me, right? The letter C, I see. Okay? All of this confusion. Anyways, guys, all I can tell you is that change is upon us, and it should be a beautiful thing. Remember, we don't like what's going on with the world. No, we don't. And so why are we complaining about the change? Because maybe it's not going to go in the direction that we want it to? Just think of the job it is to be able to shut down the world and to be able to reset this place. And how many people, especially the ones probably over 40, will not take the new program, will fight tooth and nail to be able to stay in the old program? Why? Because they figured it out and they've got a little stake, right, at hand. They've got they got a way to be able to sort of figure out how to live, okay, in this Satanistic system, SS, right? Social Security, SS, Supreme Supremacy, SS, Secret Society, SS, the secret of, or the system of slaves, SS, the system of Satan, right? Is it demonic? Well, I believe the Satanists run this place, and you can see that there is some form, most likely, of an energy form that is formless, not formed, that is feeding all of the suffering people. Look at all the females that did abortions. The sin of the people, the ones that killed themselves, the sin. The ones that kill each other and fight over nothing but perceptions, the sin, the sorrow, the sadness, the sacrifice, under the spell. Okay? What a system. Anyways, enough. We'll go ahead and cut this off right now, 48 minutes. And I just want you to, like I said, get out in nature, see what's real, and understand that, remember, there is more than what we're told. But all you can do is to get back to your world, is to get out in nature and just breathe the asprana, okay? Get in the ocean. Remember, one of the spirits, feel the wind, okay? Which is the spirit that breathes you. No matter what color you are, no matter how smart you are, dumb you are, remember, we're all being breathed by the same thing. How about that one? And remember, what matters most? What matters most? The children matter most. Anyways, aloha, and we will see you next time. Whew, sun's getting me. Whew, what a beautiful day. And look, flat as a pancake. Enough. We'll see you. Aloha.